Oh, happy Friday. So you are here with Fairy Godmother, and I am in, this is my little hangout area that I am going to be doing some filming from. Yes, I am chilling in a hammock right now. So what I thought I'd want to do, I've had quite a few people ask me for some support with financial. Having better financial skills, or gaining financial freedom. I'm working on that myself. I have done well, I would say, for myself in my life. I own 3 houses, and I was in real estate for a while, and I've learned investing on and off. And I did hit my millionaire mark years ago, and that felt amazing. And of course, that's like on paper. I'd have to like sell everything and, in order to actually have that liquid cash. And I like having my investments, and I like having that diversity. And so I'm learning other ways to earn the financial freedom that I desire in my life, and I'm absolutely willing to work towards. So, and that's one thing too. I think it's more gratifying when we do it for ourselves rather than, having someone. I mean, it's cool to have a sponsor, it's cool to have a mentor, someone that believes in you and that can help you along. I think that's super important. And, having an influx of money can make a business go faster. However, when you bootstrap things and you pay as you go, and you really work for it, and you put your money together and save and make it your priority, it kind of hits home harder, and it helps build your character. It helps you to learn financial acuity, and that's really the path to financial freedom. So I thought I would read for about a half hour out of the book here, and because I read a half hour every day, and I just got this. So this is The Richest Man in Babylon. I've never read it. I've had multiple people that came to me that have told me about this book recently, and it's popped up quite a few times, and I was like, all right, it's time. I've got to read this book. So I ordered it. I ordered a couple of the books too. I want to give a little shout out to Manila Water. I love you guys. I've got my amazing lime water right here, my Tahitian lime, which is my absolute favorite. And I wanted to show you guys something really cool. I'm in my little chill spot, and so I actually needed to charge my phone. And so right now I'm charging with solar power. I have a lantern that is solar powered, and I am plugging my phone into it. So I am solar powered today. I'm using the Earth's energy, which I love and really believe in. So, all right, let's read. So, The Richest Man in Babylon. This is by George Clason, George S. Clason. All right. So, the foreword. All right, let's chill here a little bit. All right. All right. Our prosperity as a nation depends on the personal financial prosperity of each of us as individuals. That's kind of cool right off the bat. All right. This book deals with the personal successes of each of us. Success means accomplishments as the result of our own efforts and abilities. Proper preparation is the key to our success. Our acts can be no wiser than our thoughts. Our thinking can be no wiser than our understanding. This book of cures for lean purses has been termed a guide to financial understanding. That indeed is its purpose, to offer those who are ambitious for financial success an insight which will aid them to acquire money, to keep money, and to make their surpluses earn more money. Now, that's what rich people do, right? They use their money to earn more money, because if you're just trading your time for dollars, you're going to wear out. You're going to wear you out. I mean, people that have done that their whole lives, and they've worked very hard all their lives. And eventually you either wear out or you learn financial wealth tools, which is what we're doing. All right. In the pages which follow, we are taken back to Babylon, the cradle in which was nurtured the basic principles of finance, now recognized and used the world over. To new readers, the author is happy to extend the wish that its pages may contain for them the same inspiration for growing bank accounts, greater financial successes, and the solution of difficult personal financial problems so enthusiastically reported by readers from coast to coast. in the business executives who have distributed these tales in such generous quantities to friends, relatives, employees, and associates, the author takes this opportunity to express its gratitude. No endorsement could be higher than that of practical men who appreciate its teachings, because they themselves have worked up to important success by applying the very principles it advocates. Babylon became the wealthiest city of the ancient world because its citizens were the richest people of their time. They appreciated the value of money. They practiced sound financial principles in acquiring money. They also practiced sound financial principles in keeping money and making money in order to earn more money. So they provided for themselves what we all desire, incomes for the future. All right, so chapter 1, the man who desired gold. Bansir, the chariot builder of Babylon, was thoroughly discouraged. From his seat upon the low wall surrounding his property, he gazed sadly at his simple home and the open workshop in which stood a partially completed chariot. His wife frequently appeared at the open door. Her furtive glances in his direction reminded him that the meal bag was almost empty, and he should be at work finishing the chariot, hammering and hewing, polishing and painting, stretching taut the leather over the wheel rims, preparing it for delivery so he could collect from his wealthy customer. Nevertheless, his fat, muscular body sat solidly upon the wall. His slow mind was struggling patiently with a problem from which he could find no answer. The hot tropical sun, so typical of this valley of the Euphrates, beat down upon him mercilessly. Beads of perspiration formed upon his brow and trickled down unnoticed to lose themselves in the hairy jungle on his chest. Beyond his home towered the high terraced walls surrounding the king's palace. Nearby, cleaving the blue heavens, was the painted tower of the Temple of Bel. In the shadow of such grandeur was his simple home and many others far less neat and well cared for. Babylon was like this, a mixture of grandeur and squalor, a dazzling wealth and of the direst poverty, crowded together without a plan or system within the protecting walls of the city. Behind him, had he cared to turn and look, the noisy chariots of the rich jostled and crowded aside the sandaled tradesmen, as well as the barefooted beggars. Even the rich were forced to turn into the gutters to clear the way for the long lines of slave water carriers on the king's business, each bearing a heavy goatskin of water to be poured upon the hanging gardens of Babylon. Bansir was too engrossed in his own problems to hear or heed the confused hubbub of the busy city. It was the unexpected twanging of the strings from the familiar lyre that aroused him from his reverie. He turned and looked into the sensitive, smiling face of his best friend Kobe, the musician. "May the gods bless thee with great liberty, my good friend," began Kobe with an elaborate salute. "Yet it does appear that they have already been so generous thou needest not to labor. I rejoice with thee in thy good fortune. More, I would even share it with thee. Pray from thy purse, which must be bulging, else thou wouldst be busy in your shop. Extract but 2 humble shekels, and lend them to me until the noblemen's feast this night. Thou wilt not miss them ere they will be returned." "If I did have 2 shekels," Bansir responded gloomily, "to no one could I lend them, not even to you, my best of friends, for they would be my fortune, my entire fortune. No one lends his entire fortune, not even to his best friend." "What?" exclaimed Kobe with genuine surprise. "Thou hast not 1 shekel in thy purse, yet that sit like a statue upon the wall? Why not complete that chariot? How else can thou provide for thy noble appetite? 'Tis not like thee, my friend. Where is thy endless energy? Doth something distress thee? Have the gods brought to thee troubles?" "A torment from the gods it must be," Bansir agreed. "It began with a dream, a senseless dream, in which I thought I was a man of means. From my belt hung a handsome purse heavy with coins. There were shekels which I cast with careless freedom to the beggars. There were pieces of silver which with I did buy finery for my wife and whatever I did desire for myself. There were pieces of gold which made me feel assured of the future and unafraid to spend the silver. A glorious feeling of contentment was within me. You would not have known me for thy hardworking friend, nor wouldst have known my wife. So free from wrinkles was her face and shining with happiness. She was again the smiling maiden of our early married days. A pleasant dream indeed, committed Kobe. But why should such pleasant feelings as it aroused turn thee into a glum statue upon the wall? Why indeed? Because when I awoke and remember how empty was my purse, a feeling of rebellion swept over me. Let us talk it over together, for, as the sailors do say, we ride in the same boat, we two. As youngsters, we went together to the priests to learn wisdom. As young men, we shared each other's pleasures. And as grown men, we have always been close friends. We have been contented subjects of our kind. We have been satisfied to work long hours and spend our earnings freely. We have earned much coin in the years that have passed. Yet to know the joys that come from wealth, we must dream about them. Bah! Are we more than dumb sheep? We live in the richest city in the world. The travelers do say none equals it in wealth. About us is much display of wealth, but of it we ourselves have not. After half a lifetime of hard labor, thou, my best of friends, hast an empty purse. Half a lifetime of hard labor, thou, my best of friends, sayest to me, may I borrow such a trifle as 2 shekels until after the nobleman's feast this night. Then what do I reply? Do I say, here is my purse, its contents I will gladly share? No, I admit that my purse is as empty as thine. What is the matter? Why cannot we acquire silver and gold, more than enough for food and robes? Consider also our sons. Are they not following in the footsteps of their fathers? Need they and their families and their sons' families live all their lives in the midst of such treasures of gold, and yet, like us, be content to banquet upon sour goat's milk and porridge? Never in all the years of our friendship did thou talk like this before. Banser, Kobe was puzzled. Never in all those years did I think like this before, Kobe. From early dawn until darkness stopped me, I have labored to build the finest chariots any man could make, soft-heartedly hoping someday the gods would recognize my worthy deeds and bestow upon me great prosperity. This they have never done. At last, I realize this they will never do. Therefore, my heart is sad. I wish to be a man of means. I wish to own lands and cattle and to have fine robes and coins in my purse. I'm willing to work for these things with all of the strength in my back and with all of the skill in my hands and with all of the cunning in my mind. But I wish my labors to be fairly rewarded. What is the matter with us? I ask you again. Why cannot we have our just share of the good things so plentiful for those who have the gold with which to buy them? Would I know an answer? Kobe replied. No, better than thou am I satisfied. My earnings from my lyre are quickly gone. Often I must plan and scheme that my family may not be hungry. Also, within my breast is a deep longing for a lyre large enough, that it may truly sing the strains of music that do surge through my mind. With such an instrument, I could make music more finer than even the king has heard before. Such a lyre thou shouldst have. No man in all of Babylon could make it sing more sweetly, could make it sing so sweetly. Not only the king, but the gods themselves would be delighted. But thou mayest secure it, while both of us are as poor as the king's slaves. Listen to the bell. Here they come. He pointed to the long column of half-naked, sweating water-bearers plodding laboriously up the narrow street from the river. 5 abreast they marched, each bent under a heavy goatskin of water. A fine figure of man he who doth lead them, Kobe indicated the wearer of the bell who marched in front without a load. A prominent man in his own country, 'tis easy to see. There are many good figures in the line, Banser agreed. As good men as we. Tall blonde from the north, laughing black men from the south, little brown men from the nearer countries, all marching together from the river to the gardens, back and forth, day after day, year after year. Not of happiness to look forward to. Beds of straw upon which to sleep. Hard grain porridge to eat. I pity the poor brutes, Kobe. Pity them I do. Yet thou dost make me see how little better off we are. Free men, though we call ourselves. That is truth, Kobe, unpleasant though it may be. We do not wish to go on year after year, living slavish lives, working, and getting nowhere. Might we not find out how others acquire gold and do as they do? Kobe inquired. Perhaps there is some secret we might learn if we but sought from those who knew, replied Banser thoughtfully. This very day, suggested Kobe, I did pass our old friend, Arkad, riding in his golden chariot. This I will say, he did not look over my humble head, as many in his station might consider his right. Instead, he did wave his hand, that all onlookers might see him pay greetings and bestow his smile of friendship upon Kobe the musician. He is claimed to be the richest man in all of Babylon, Banser must. So rich the king is said to seek his golden aid in affairs of the treasury, Kobe replied. So rich, Banser interrupted, that I fear if I should meet him in the darkness of the night, I should lay my hands upon his fat wallet. Nonsense, replied Kobe. A man's wealth is not in the purse he carries. A fat purse quickly empties if there be no golden stream to refill it. Arkad has income that consistently keeps his purse full, no matter how liberally he spends. Income, that is the thing, said Banser. I wish an income that will keep flowing into my purse, whether I sit upon the wall or travel to far lands. Arkad must know how a man can make an income for himself. Dost suppose it is something he could make clear to a mind as slow as mine? Methinks he did teach this knowledge to his son, no, Masir, Kobe responded. Did he not go to Neve and, so it is told at the inn, become without aid from his father, one of the richest men in that city? Kobe, thou bringest to me a rare thought. A new light gleamed in Banser's eyes. It costs nothing to ask wise advice from a good friend, and Arkad was always that. Never mind though our purses be as empty as the falcon's nest a year ago. Let that not detain us. We are weary of being without gold in the midst of the plenty. We wish to become men of means. Come, let us go to Arkad and ask how we also may acquire incomes for ourselves. Thou speakest with true inspiration, Banser. Thou bringest to my mind a new understanding. Thou makest me to realize the reason why we have never found any measure of wealth, because we never sought it. Thou hast labored patiently to build the staunchest chariots in Babylon, and to that purpose was devoted your best endeavors. Therefore, at it thou didst succeed. I strove to become a skillful lyre player, and at it I did succeed as well. In those things toward which we exerted our best endeavors, we succeeded. The gods were content to let us continue thus. Now, at last, we see a light, bright like that from the rising sun. It biddeth us to learn more, that we may prosper more. With a new understanding, we shall find honorable ways to accomplish our desires. Let us go to Arcad this very day, Banser urged. Also, let us ask other friends of our boyhood days who have fared no better than ourselves to join us, that they too may share in this wisdom. Thou wert ever thus thoughtful of thy friends, Banser. Therefore hast thou many friends. It shall be as thou sayest. We go this day and take them with us. All right, well, that is the end of chapter 1. And what I'm thinking is maybe we should just do a chapter at a time. Yeah, so this is number 2, The Richest Man in Babylon. Okay, so that was the first chapter. So really cool. I mean, we all have to like have that thought where we can do something. We can do something with our lives. We have an opportunity to create wealth. We have an opportunity to do something different. If we don't like what's happening in our lives, if we're not happy with the outcome, if we're not happy with our finances, there's always ways to bring more money in. There's always a way to adjust what's happening in your life. And the thing is people like you in your situation, whatever that is, no matter how dire it is, there are people in your situation that have found ways to become wealthy, and they have found ways to shift their life. And the best thing to do is to learn from them. Learn from the people that are where you want to be. Learn from the people that are showing the type of behaviors and living the dreams that you want. It's not about jealousy. It's about mentorship. It's about looking at these people as, wow, they figured it out, right? They figured out the code. And what's so cool about this book is not only did someone figure out the code, and these two men, these two friends, longtime friends, have decided that they're going to go ask and figure out how these people who are wealthy created this wealth. They're going to bring all their friends with them. Everybody that they grew up with that is in the same situation as them, they want to bring them with them. That to me is incredibly honorable. Because what good is having all the wealth of the world if you're sitting in your palace by yourself? I've had personal experiences with people with a lot of money who were very unhappy. That maybe they got it through, not the most honest means. And so it was a very hollow victory, because the way that they achieved their success was by standing on the shoulders of others and stepping on their heads. Maybe, even taking ideas and basically, running with them. I know everybody needs to run with their own ideas, but at the same time, when people are trying really